Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 530 News on Q2, Montana's news leader.
Hello, good Saturday evening, folks. Thank you for tuning in to the Q2 Weekend News. I'm Dustin Klemann. If you smelled gas in the Magic City today, you're not alone. The Billings Fire Department responding to a number of calls for the odor around town. At this hour, it's not exactly clear what is causing it. Speaking with a spokesman of Phillips 66, he says its crew is going through the refinery to find if it's an issue there. No word back yet. That was about an hour ago. Meanwhile, ExxonMobil said in a statement, all operations at the ExxonMobil Billings refinery are normal. No operational issues to report. As we work to find out, just know that the smell is not considered dangerous. Dozens of skiers and snowboarders became stuck at the Red Lodge Mountain after a chairlift cable derailed Saturday afternoon. General Manager Jeff Schmidt said the issue occurred on the first terminal of the triple chairlift. He said the issue lasted approximately an hour, stranding dozens in the air on the lift while the issue was addressed. Several people needed to be evacuated by rope. Fortunately, no one was injured. Schmidt said the problem was being fixed and did not expect future issues. Back here in Billings, a woman is serving a sentence at the Passage Women's Program in Billings for theft reported as a walkaway tonight. Ashley Whistling Elk, 24-year-old, walked away from the facility on South 27th Street at 9 p.m. Friday. Whistling Elk is described as a Native American female, 5 feet 5 inches, 150 pounds with brown hair and brown eyes. Whistling Elk was convicted of theft in Rosebud County and arrived at the Billings Pre-Release Center January 15th. She faces a possible additional charge of felony escape. If you have any information, contact police. We go to national news. President Trump is defending his election to the nation's highest office. His tweets come just a day after the Department of Justice charged 13 Russians with interfering in the 2016 presidential election. Laura Podesta tells us what experts are advising the U.S. government to do now to protect the nation's democracy before this year's midterm election.
Information warfare.
A surprise indictment from Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein Friday formally accused 13 Russians and 3 Russian companies of meddling in the 2016 U.S. election. With a budget of more than $1.2 million per month, the Russian nationals created hundreds of fake social media profiles. They posted attacks on Hillary Clinton while praising Bernie Sanders and then-candidate Donald Trump. On Twitter Saturday, President Trump wrote, "Funny how the fake news media doesn't want to say that the Russian group was formed in 2014, long before my run for president. Maybe they knew I was going to run even though I didn't know."
It's ultimately about driving wedges, sowing distrust, and having us point fingers at one another.
U.S. intelligence officials say Russian interference is far from over. Director of National Intelligence Dan Coates says Russia will try again.
There should be no doubt that Russia perceived that its past efforts as successful and views the 2018 U.S. midterm elections as a potential target for Russian influence operations.
Cyber experts have suggested improvements for election security, replace paperless electronic machines, upgrade hardware and software that supports voter registration, and conduct post-election audits to confirm results. Sergei Kislyak, who served as Russian ambassador to the U.S. during the time of the alleged election meddling, said on Saturday neither he nor his staff interfered with U.S. politics. Laura Podesta, CBS News.
You'll remember that name, Sergei Kislyak, because former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn pleaded guilty in December to lying to the FBI about his conversations with Kislyak before Trump's inauguration. We come back to Billings. It's giving back. Some workers at Brewer Dental Center have called this the best day of the year. It began early with Dentistry from the Heart. About 130 volunteering their time to give free dental work to about 500 people. The first patients were seen for a cleaning, extraction, or filling at 6 this morning and went into the early afternoon. Douglas the Tooth Fairy's pet monster was also part of the fun today. Dentistry from the Heart started in Florida. Brewer Dental Center has been involved for it for the past 13 years.
I've never been to a place that actually somebody's willing to go their way to help this community out like this. That's a really big deal.
I think it's really kind. I mean, it's big. It's really big that they take care of the community and that all the members of the team come in here and volunteer.
Oh, it's great. I mean, this is our favorite time of the year, to be able to help these people and see the smiles on their faces and sometimes even tears to help them get out of pain. It's a good feeling. Everyone has a great time.
A lot of things happening, but it's definitely a feel-good event. It's really fun.
About 300 dental offices take part in Dentistry from the Heart. Brewer Dental Center is #1 with $1.2 million in dental services to more than 4,000 patients in the previous 12 years. Farmers and ranchers had a chance to see the latest in equipment and technology at the MATE Show. The 3-day Montana Agriculture Trade Exposition finished today at Metro Park. About 440 companies manned 550 booths. There's a chance to see technology including GPS for farming, along with big equipment and small backyard tractors. It's changed over the years. So it went from small acreage or hobby farms and big ranches, as well as big farms. Many get to enjoy the tradition now in its 42nd year.
Oftentimes these guys get out and have the mindset of, the farmer's mindset of I got to be home and got to get it done. And so this gives them a chance to come to town and see their neighbors, see other producers from around the state that they haven't seen in a while. You'll see them sitting around the concession stands, visiting and slapping each other on the back, and it's kind of becomes old friends weekend as well. About
18,000 show up each year. The Russell Art Auction is about to celebrate a major milestone. 2018 marks the 50th anniversary of the event. Norma Ashby is the originator and co-founder of the Russell, which was originally called the Gallery and spawned Western Art Week, featuring more than a dozen art shows throughout Great Falls. She says Russell has evolved from humble beginnings to become the premier event of its kind.
It was one day event. And I remember I was announcing the art. There were 77 pieces and I lost my voice toward the end, and it went until 1 in the morning because we had a brand new art auctioneer, Jack Rady, who'd been a livestock auctioneer and he'd never sold a piece of art. So he was trying to get every dime out of every piece.
It's a big deal for not only Great Falls, but for Montana. You can hear more from Norma Ashby and other key leaders at the CM Russell Museum about the Russell and the impact of Western Art Week in this week's Face the State. That airs early tomorrow, Sunday morning, right here 6:30 on MTN. Only about a quarter of those suffering a cardiac arrest outside of a hospital receive CPR. Those involved at CPR Saturday hope to change that and increase that number. Several health organizations hosted the annual event that teaches cardiopulmonary resuscitation at the St. Vincent Mansfield Health Education Center. American Heart Association course also taught about reviving someone on opioids, the Heimlich maneuver for someone choking, and how to stop bleeding. CPR Saturday teaches a basic course and a certification course. If CPR is done within 4 to 6 minutes, as many as 90% of those having a sudden cardiac arrest patients, they can survive.
We always love to show up on a scene when I'm working as a paramedic and find that community members have started CPR. We know that the sooner we can start CPR, the better outcomes those patients have. We try to really develop some muscle memory by practicing the physical aspects of it, so when they leave here, folks say that they are pretty confident they could do CPR if they needed to.
If you miss CPR Saturday, the hospitals and other organizations offer classes during the rest of the year, and you could possibly save a life. To more medical news, Canadian researchers are skeptical about the benefits of medical marijuana. Also, the nasty flu season isn't over yet. Meg Oliver has some of the week's top health stories.
This nasty flu season is showing signs of leveling off, but officials with the Centers for Disease Control say flu activity remains high across the country. At least 22 flu-associated pediatric deaths were reported Friday, bringing the total number of kids who have died this flu season to 84. A new guideline in Canada is warning doctors to consider other options before prescribing medical marijuana. The guideline states there is limited evidence to support the benefits of medical marijuana, including pain and nausea relief. Researchers say any possible benefits may even be outweighed by side effects, including dizziness and confusion. And doctors in Massachusetts warn safe sleep recommendations for babies have not reduced sudden deaths in the youngest newborns. Doctors say certain beneficial breastfeeding practices may inadvertently contribute to the risks. Those are some of this week's top health stories. Meg Oliver, CBS News, New York.
Still ahead on the Saturday edition of the Q2 530 News, we'll show you an area at the Olympics that's drawing oohs and ahs without a single athlete in sight. You want to watch that? And later in sports, can Seniors girls start a new streak after Thursday's loss? Highlights against Butte on the way. And in the Weather Center, a break from the snow just for a short bit. What's on tap, Brett?
Well, more snow is possible. We do have snow showers around the Billings area right now. Currently, we've got overcast skies. It's 20 degrees right now. Northeast winds at 12. It feels like 8 degrees above zero, and our barometric pressure is falling rapidly. We'll show you where the snow is and what to expect with your complete forecast coming up in just a few minutes.